And speaking of problems that Donald Trump is having with black voters, and speaking of trying to pander to black people in the most offensive and deceitful ways possible, Donald Trump tweeted a picture of a black family on Saturday that absolutely does not support Trump and is furious. Let's take a look at this image, Lewis. As you see here, this was a retweet from someone named Don Vito08. Trump has retweeted stuff from Don Vito08 in the past that is totally bogus. And it is someone, the message is, "Thank you, Mr. Trump, for standing up for our country." There's a picture of a very nice looking black family with the message, "American families for Trump. We need a common sense president." In March, Trump was criticized for sharing an unflattering image of Heidi Cruz compared to Trump's wife, Melania. And it was also generated by this user, Don Vito08 on Twitter. And as many people on Twitter were quick to point out, this photograph first appeared last year in an article from the Cincinnati radio station WCPO about a Midwest black family reunion. Here is the same picture for our TV audience, completely unrelated to Donald Trump. The family in the picture are identified only as the Perry family. Now, if you go to a Google image search and just type in black family, it's on the third row of results for me. It's the one with all the red arrows around it there. Just this is what you would call, Lewis, stock photography of a black family, which is not really stock. It's a specific family. And BuzzFeed figured out that this is the family of Eddie and Vanessa Perry. Eddie Perry told BuzzFeed News that his the picture is from this family reunion. He remembers the photograph being taken. He said he saw this on the internet, and that it was total political propaganda. Their image was used without asking, Lewis. And this reminds me, you know Ben Dixon, of course. You've met Ben Dixon, Lewis. You know Ben.
I know Ben, yeah.
Ben does the show here in the studio. He sits in your chair. Benjamin Dixon hosted the Benjamin Dixon Show. He happens to be black and a supporter of Bernie Sanders. And he once was tweeted this picture, which I'm going to put up for you, where this is Bernie Sanders speaking at Olivet Institutional Baptist Church in one of the Carolinas. And you'll see that there's a banner on the stage behind Bernie where Ben Dixon is pictured. And it's just, Ben has no connection to this church whatsoever. And he just appeared like in a collage of black people who support Bernie Sanders. And it's an example of identity politics being used on both sides, Lewis. I don't know that we gain anything from playing the identity politics game. I think it's sort of a dead end. We need to distinguish identity politics from real conversations about white privilege, individualism, classism, etc. Sometimes people who critique identity politics basically just want to dismiss that there are any inequalities in our society. That's not what we do. But sometimes these things don't really serve any productive purpose. Ben's picture just showing up at a church in South Carolina behind Bernie Sanders, it made no sense. And the Perry family showing up in this tweet also makes no sense. But the identity politics game is very strong among the Trump campaign, pointing out a black guy in the audience, tweeting a picture of a black family that doesn't even actually support Donald Trump. This is politics 2016.
He can just pay off as many black people as he wants to stand in crowds or stand behind him.
Right, he's done that.
Yeah, that's the smart way to do this, not this. I mean, couldn't he have at least had someone who's really good with Photoshop put a Trump T-shirt on one of the people in this family?
Right.
Or a Trump sign somewhere in the background?
And of course, Trump gets caught in lie after lie, and his supporters look the other way. They give him a free pass. They don't care. But not a good weekend as far as the black electorate and Donald Trump, that's for sure.